Okay, it's time to start the session 2. And the theme of the session 2 is securing, developing, and establishing successors to the agriculture, forestry, and the fishery industries. So I'm starting the session. And I'm the moderator. My name is Lee Yu-jik. I come from Korea and a professor of Busan National University. And in this session, there are 4 speakers, and the time is very limited. So every speakers, please keep the designated time and within 13 minutes if possible. And that kind of time limitation, so it's very hard to discussion. So first of all, we will speak one by one, and if there is a time at there, we will have a discussion. Okay? So let's start it. The first one is speaker is Jung Na-young. The title is A Study on Designation KIAS as OCMs to Achieve KMGBF 2030. Yeah. Please be started.
Good afternoon. My name is Na-young Jung, a PhD candidate at Dongguk University. Today, I'm delighted to present my research on designation of KIAS as OECMS to achieve Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework. For today, I will be dividing my presentation into 4 parts: introduction, method, research, and conclusion. Starting with how I began my research. At the COP15 of the Convention on Biological Diversity, the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework was adopted. The goal is to conserve 30% of global land and sea land by 2030 through protected area and OECMS to achieve in situ biodiversity conservation. But as of April 2024, only 17.45% of the land area and 18.1% of marine area are designated as protected area and OECMS. So this highlights the urgent need for additional designation to meet the 30 by 30 target. The purpose of my study was twofold. First, I conducted a comparative analysis of the legal framework and criteria of KIAS with OECMS. Second, a comprehensive evaluation of the potential designation of KIAS as OECMS based on concept and global guidelines suggested by the IUCN was also performed. So the study aims to assess the compatibility and benefit of designating KIAS as OECMS to enhance biodiversity conservation efforts in Korea. Now, I will explain the method used in this study. First, I conducted a theoretical review. I examined the background and concept of OECMS based on various CBD decisions and IUCN WCPA guidelines. Second, I performed a GIS analysis for a quantitative evaluation of protected area and potential OECM site. I analyzed the overlap between existing protected area and the study site using QGIS software. And we focused on KIAS as potential OECM at last. Before I move on to the result of the study, I would like to further explain some background information of OECMS. Protected area and OECMS are different but complement each other. Protected area primarily focus on the conservation, and must have a primary conservation objective, while OECMS deliver the effective in situ biodiversity conservation regardless of their primary objective. And now let's move on to the criteria and definition of OECMS. This is the criteria and definition of OECMS, and according to the IUCN guideline, the criteria for OECM are broadly categorized in 4 main criteria and 10 specific criteria. To give you a quick look, OECM should not overlap with existing protected area, and it has geographically defined area. And it has to be under the authority of entity and managed to achieve positive and sustained long-term biodiversity conservation outcomes. And it delivers positive outcomes for biodiversity and achieve effective in situ conservation. Lastly, it supports protection of ecosystem service and culture, spiritual, socio-economics, and other local relevant of that site. Later in this presentation, I will evaluate the potential of KIAS as OECMS by addressing those 10 criteria. And this slide presents the status of protected area and OECMS in Korea. Korea manages the GIS database of protected area and OECMS through the KDPA website. This is the picture of the website. And upload this information to the WDPA. As you can see, currently only 17.4% of terrestrial area and 1.8 marine area are designated in Korea. According to Korean law, KIAS are defined as valuable traditional agriculture and fishery activity system formed and evolved over a long period by farmers and fishers. GIAS were introduced by the FAO in 2002, and the KIAS, this is the report, have been since March 2012. The right side image shows the location of 18 KIAS in Korea. As you can see, the boundaries of KIAS are based on administrative unit, which often result in relatively broad area. And KIAS must both encompass both tangible elements and intangible elements. And the criteria for KIAS designation are categorized into 2 parts: agricultural resource value and social participation and local cooperation. And it contains concept that meets the OECM criteria. And this is the result of our GIS analysis. GIS overlay analysis show the result of the overlapping KIAS with existing PA, protected area. The lack of clear geographic boundaries for KIAS makes it challenging to accurately determine potential OECM area. Therefore, it is necessary to establish a GIS database of KIAS boundaries by each local government and relevant agency to facilitate accurate evaluation and designation as OECMS. Now, this is the solution that I have come up with. In March 2024, the Act on Rural Spatial Restructuring and Regeneration Support was newly enacted, designating rural spatial districts and categorizing them into 7 specific districts. As you can see the picture, there is a 7 districts, and of those 7 districts, there is an agricultural heritage district. This new legislation aims to efficiently develop, utilize, and conserve rural spaces while regenerating and enhancing rural function as place for living, working, and resting. And this slide presents the criteria for designating agricultural heritage district. These include limited special purpose area, and it has to be designated of GIAS and KIAS. and also area requiring comprehensive land use management for their agriculture, ecological knowledge, culture, or landscape conservation value is also considered. Now I show you the evaluation result of 10 criteria of IUCN. I assessed the compatibility of KIAS with OECD criteria based on guidelines from CBD, IUCN, and IUCN WCPA. The preliminary evaluation highlights the need for further research. This is the result of that I evaluate. And as you can see from this table, KIAS meets the criteria C and D. This is C and D. They meet the criteria C or D, but A and some of the B is it doesn't meet. It is related to the geographic boundaries. And the following slide provides a detailed review of how KIAS align with OECD criteria, but today I will pass over the detail because of its time. And if you want to look, and please contact me. And to summarize, there were two key findings in this research. Currently, KIAS lack clearly defined geographic boundaries, which limit their potential for OECM designation. For that, establishing GIS database and setting core area based on biodiversity monitoring is required. And we can utilize agricultural heritage district as geographic boundaries of it. From those two key findings, I thought further research is needed to assess OECM designation potential for each KIAS after establishing geographic boundaries through agricultural heritage district. And this is the end of my presentation, and I welcome any comments or suggestions for my research. Thank you for attention.
Okay, as I said, we don't have enough time to discussion. So if you need a discussion, please be personal, okay? Okay, and let's move to the second topic. The speaker is from China, Tan Shu Hao. The title is Empowering Women's Role in Utilizing Agricultural Heritage for Rural Revitalization. So, are you ready?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thank you, moderator. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My title is Empowering Women to Utilize and Protect Trees for Rural Revitalization. This is some cases from China. Okay. I have three main contents. Firstly, I would like to give some introduction to understand giants. Second, I would like to introduce women's role in utilizing and protecting giants for rural revitalization in my study areas. Finally, I will try to propose some policy suggestions for how to empower women. Say a little bit about the pictures. So this is the logo of the giants in one of my study sites, or three pictures from three of my study sites. So first of all, I would like to introduce understanding giants, and the second is to introduce the relationship of giants and rural revitalization. Thirdly, I would like to figure out some challenges confronting giants in China. Lastly, I would like to say why I would like to focus on talking about women. Okay, firstly, we can have a look of giants. So this morning we have a very abundant knowledge about giants. I would like to say giants are characterized by four features. Firstly, it can preserve agricultural biodiversity of global significance. also maintain recoverable ecosystem and encourage high-value traditional knowledge and culture. Most important is giants can be used to emphasize the coexistence of human and environment, and I think this is most important. So, but the problem is how to better address the challenge by applying the giants' knowledge and experience. My topic today is one of these aspects. So let's have a look at the relationship of giants and rural revitalization. So compared with non-giants agricultural systems, giants agricultural systems have higher and stronger visibility. This allows these sites to better play the giants multi-functional to promote rural revitalization. And what are the multifunctionality of giants? I will use honey terrace field system to show this. Generally, these kinds of giants has three kinds of multifunctionality. First of all is economic function. For example, this site can generate income, can produce food, secure food security, and provide employment. The second functionality is ecological. For example, it can protect the soil from erosion, maintaining biodiversity. Furthermore, giants has cultural function. For example, it can maintain and encourage the cultural rice-related cultures, for example, new rice festival, and promote tourism culture. But the problem is, nowadays, most giants in China, I guess also in everywhere in the world, are confronting many challenges. As giants are some active land use systems, these kinds of land use systems are composed of factors such as humans, land, water resources, crops, flora, and fauna. And so this means if any elements of this system fails, this means the system may confront some threat. Let me take some examples. For example, in China, the challenges can be summarized as, for example, the loss of rural population is especially used this morning. I'm astonished to find only old persons perform. So in China, this is a big problem. In our rural China, many youth are lost, are migrated to urban areas, and in the giant sites, you can see the remainers are most generous, most seniors. The second challenge is climate change. I would like to talk about this so much. The third one is land degradation and land abundance. So this means just a net the agricultural system followed without any cultivation. The third one is, the fourth one is adjustment of crop planting structure. So for example, originally this is a some rice system, but nowadays, for example, in honey, the system are planted by some, for example, bananas or some other cash crops. The final one is land occupied for some non-agricultural purpose, except for tourism, some non-agricultural purpose. So why I would like to address women? So because women can play a very big role in utilizing and protecting trees for rural revitalization. So women here are divided into two parts. The traditional women, just like we looked this morning, the old women. And the second group is new women. So the traditional women can maintain the Jesus basic multifunction. For example, they are engaging in agriculture, labor, and they can heritage culture through family education and food preparation, all kinds of routine things. But the new women can expand some of the Jesus multifunctionalities. For example, they can expand the Jesus multifunctionality through some e-commerce platform sales and other means, for example, tourism or some education functions. I will give some details in this aspect. So, I will introduce women's role in utilizing and protecting genes for rural in my study sites. So this is our map. Yeah, I have 4 sites, Inner Mongolia and Shanxi province, Hebei province, and yeah, this one, the blue one is Guizhou province. So these are my. So I will talk about the role of traditional women in these sites and also the roles of the new women. And I will give some more examples how new women from these other sites can promote the multifunction of giants. So among the 4 study sites, I would like to stress the one, Jiaxian. This is a traditional Chinese date garden in Shanxi province. The land area covered about 1,000 kilometer. Population is about 0.4 million. So, yeah, this is the farming system. You can see this is the tree, and together with the agriculture, yeah. This is some pictures to show the site location. This location, I give some female democratic descriptions about. So we can see from this site, we can see most of them are left this, and only remain some small populations. Among the remaining populations, most of them are women. And among the women remained, most of them are senior, more than, for example, 60 years old. Only very small share are young ladies. So let's have a look at the roles of the traditional women. Traditional women's role in production and life enable giants' basic function to be maintained. For example, they can work together with men in agricultural activities, for example, pruning the branch, date picking and drying states, making rational use of the resources and maintaining the economic and ecological functions, something like that. And also they inherit the duty by catering, culture by making foods, also inherit other duty by related customs. For example, to maintain the festival cultures and the rituals. In this way, they maintain the multifunctions of the giants. But I would like to stress more is the roles of the new women, because with time, the old ladies will become older and older. So I think the new women should play a big role. And what are the new women? The new women is something like some left behind women, some females, some female entrepreneurs, some grassroots government officials, and some agricultural technicians, and some returning youth after their graduation from universities of them. And what do they do to expand the giants' multi-functionality? In my case, they can sell goods online to produce the value, the added value. They can process products to enhance the value chain and added value. Also incorporates genes into local development plans, just land use planning or something like that. Simultaneously, they can also promote giant utilization and production. Moreover, they can better use the natural resources in this way. So I'll give you some detailed explanation. Example, Xiaohong. Yeah. she is some new women, so she did lots of things to promote the giants multifunctions. I will not give the details. And then I will give some more examples of new women from other G sciences. And yeah, I will show this. So these are from four science in my pictures. So finally, I would like to give some policy suggestions for how to empower women to play their big role. Yeah. So I would like to suggest, first of all, we would like to enhance gender's awareness, value and status of rural women. I think Eastern culture have some similar comments. So yeah, originally, yeah, men can play big role than women. I would like to say we should be equal. The second, unleashing traditional women's potential. Yeah, let them play bigger role. Thirdly, empower new women in different roles. Also, organize some study tours for students and impart and encourage Jesus-related culture. Finally, I would like to encourage the female youth to return hometown, to construct the hometown, fully make use of the genes, yeah, multifunctionality. So these are the pictures I took from this is a logo. So many senior women just sit on the logo of genes. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Actually, this study is about the 3 cases, but the time limitation is, and so if you have any questions and discussions, I think it would be better to personally, okay, Dr. Tan. Yeah, and we are moving the third topic. The speaker is Kim Ji-yeon from Korea, and the title is Strategies to Enhance Operational Management to KIAS through Comparative Analysis with the Biosphere Reserve Systems. Please be starting. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Kim Ji-yeon. I am a graduate student at Dongguk University Institute of Ecosystem Services. First of all, my voice may not in good condition because of my sore throat. So I would like to kindly ask your consideration. Today I will be presenting our research on strategies to enhance operational management of KIAS through comparative analysis with the Biosphere Reserve System. KIAS was introduced in 2012 to align with the globally prevalent practices. However, there still are challenges in KIAS management, such as difficulties in assessing the current state of agricultural heritage management, or challenges in applying consistent spatial standards for heritage sites. Biosphere reserves are sites for testing approaches to understanding and managing change and interactions between social and ecological systems. BRs are designated under the Intergovernmental Man and the Biosphere (MAB) program by UNESCO. This study aims to compare the KIAS system with the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve System, designed for biodiversity conservation, in order to identify strategies for enhancing KIAS management. In this study, we review the registration and management system of KIAS and BRs by reviewing current laws and regulations related to KIAS and the international treaties related to BRs. After that, we can compare and analyze the two systems to develop better ways to operate and manage KIAS. Under current Korean law, the criteria for KIAS designation align with FAO's GIAS categories, but the registration process for KIAS and GIAS are separated. If we distinct the level of heritage by global, national, local, in KIAS system, first, a site is designated as a national level kiosk, and if it is then considered globally significant, the process to secure GIAS designation begins. For biosphere reserve registration, BRs are nominated by national governments and remain under the jurisdiction of the state where they are located. BRs are included in the national network of the MAB program, and their status is internationally recognized as being at a global level. For the effective protection and management of agricultural heritage, the criteria for kiosk registration should be specified or relaxed to discover and promote the conservation of agricultural heritage of national importance. For agricultural heritage of global importance, it is essential to consider establishing support systems or legal frameworks that enable management participation by local communities, local governments, and national agencies. For kiosks, the obligation to conduct monitoring at least once a year is specified in accordance with the Korean law. The Special Act mandates annual monitoring and surveys by the local government head, and it also applies to fishery heritage. Yet, these reports are currently not publicly available. Following the characteristics of GIAS, management plans are updated through self-assessment by the responsible entity. In other words, there is no obligation to disclose the report or submit the results of the survey to higher authorities. BRs undergo regular monitoring, albeit not legally mandated, but BRs should submit periodic reviews to UNESCO every 10 years according to the statutory framework. If ICC considers that the status of management of the BR does not satisfy the criteria, the area will no longer be referred to as a biosphere reserve. In Korea, each BRs should submit periodic reviews to UNESCO every 10 years, national midterm reviews every 5 years, and annual reports to the MAB National Committee of Korea. Submission of reports can form the basis for the systematic management of protected area and the establishment of integrated data systems. Kiosks with clear monitoring and survey obligations can actively promote the submission of reports for systematic management and data integration. Local governments required by law to develop and implement an agricultural heritage master plan every 5 years, need a foundation for the integrated management of survey and monitoring results. In kiosks, a portion of total area is designated as a core conservation area. However, the criteria for these areas vary depending on factors like the distribution density of agricultural heritage or the location of the motivated council within the administrative unit. This lack of precise definition for core conservation areas leads to variability in projects and management strategies. In some areas, there is a risk that agricultural heritage outside the core conservation area may be neglected in terms of management and status assessment. In contrast, biosphere reserves are managed by categorizing zones into 3 types based on their functions: core areas, buffer zones, and transition areas. Buffer zones facilitate connectivity and permit activities conducive to conservation goals, including environmental education, recreation, ecotourism, and research. Meanwhile, transition areas encourage socio-cultural and ecologically sustainable economic activities and human development to support the functions of the core area. The KIAS system, known for its dynamic conservation principles, can introduce zoning for functions to facilitate ecotourism, education, and regional development for ensuring sustainable economic activities, community livelihoods, and development. In core conservation areas, which are pivotal for heritage preservation, active conservation strategies maintaining the original agricultural form should be considered. Moreover, it is vital to make sure residents and councils who are protecting agricultural heritage receive fair benefits directly. In conclusion, there is a critical need for effective monitoring and surveying in KIAS. We should develop strategies to ensure intensive assessment and build a comprehensive database for agricultural heritage management, master plans, research, and promotion. Institutional support is essential for stable and continuous status evaluations. Additionally, we should focus on the classification and functional enhancement of KIAS zones. This includes strengthening income generation through agricultural product branding, education, and ecotourism to sustain activities in heritage areas. We should also clarify the purpose of conserving agricultural heritage while promoting sustainable economic activities that support community livelihood and development. By drawing upon various protected area management systems, we can establish a rational and systematic approach to managing agricultural heritage, ensuring its preservation and sustainability for future generations. Thank you for listening.
Okay. Next is the final presentation of our session. And if you get already this information, and there is a URL address and ID and password here. So if you can access this website, you can get the presentations and as a PDF files, okay? Yeah. And this is the final presentation of our session. And the speaker is Siu Yu, and from China. The title is Rationalization of Human Resource in China, as a reflection on tea tourism integration role. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad standing and representing our research team today here. And we are looking forward any opportunity in the future to work together with everyone here. So as you can see from the title, this is we have taken the tea tourism as a case study in this talk. So my presentation will be divided into 3 parts. I will give a brief introduction about the tea resources in China, and also I will give some main research results we get, especially on the integration of tea and tourism. And then based on the different research results, we may understand much better on who are the people we need for either GIAS or NIAS. So among a wide range of farming practices in GIAS, there are only 5 related to tea, and they are in Japan, Korea, and China. So although many tea-producing and tea-consuming countries have adapted tea as an inherent part of their national identities, tea and tea culture, in most cases, is still considering more to be an Asian habit. So as the originally growing continent, I think either Japan or Korean or Chinese, we all have the responsibility to protect and develop the tea and tea culture heritage. So China's NIAS is always a great support to the GIAS. Since 2013, a total 20 tea agro ecosystem resources out of 199 NIAS have been certified in tea benches in China. As we can see from the graph, new tea-related NIAS were authorized in every bench, with an average about like 3 at a time. It is believed that in the future, the number of the tea-related NIAS will continually to increase. We have 4 main tea-producing regions in China, which are Xinan, Jiangnan, Jiangbei, and Huanan. As you can see at the bottom right. So in terms of the assessment of tea NIAS, only Jiangbei region has no heritage sites so far. And there are also many varieties, types, and blends of tea in China, especially like after different processing, the tea leaves would result in 6 different types of tea if we classified them by their levels of fermentation. So right now, the tea NIAS in China have covered all types of the tea except the yellow tea in China. So different types of tea have been adopted by different cultures. Also, like in China, the unfermented green tea has been identified as a national drink, but partly fermented oolong tea is more popular in South China of Guangdong and Fujian province. Whereas also like in England, the fermented black tea has some association as a national drink. So in all these cases, the consumption of the tea forms an important part of social interaction and business dealings. I think this is why we chose tea tourism as our research target. So here, tea is also closely linked with hospitality and can be seen as its instrument. In 2022, 2 tea-related intangible cultural heritage has been declared by UNESCO. The same plant in different countries represents different cultures, but tea is certainly a worldwide popular beverage. Including so many different tea products, there are also numerous technologies, skills, and practice, which is not only the management of tea plantation, picking up of tea leaves, and manually processing, but also the drinking and sharing of tea. So for example, you can see from the table, in China's intangible cultural heritage list, there are tea music, dances, and drama records, as well as drinking tea for certain health benefits. All of this are very unique and interesting, and is a precious resource for to develop tea tourism. So the essence of tea culture heritage is a tea production system that contains various system elements such as technology, traditional and regional culture, tea planting culture landscapes, and different types of tea. So all of these have been unique resources in valuation and development values. Especially nowadays, the food and beverage is one of the essential components of tourist experience, and also the food tourism has drawn much attention as a tourism product. So here we think it's similar to tea. So even in many cases, tea seeking is not the purpose of a destination, but travel itself may also have a rich connect with the tea and has contributed to dissemination tea cultures and traditions. So tea is part of many tourist activities. The beverage of tea is ability to reflect the local cultures and tastes, may offer an opportunity for the hospitality industry to blend new specialty products and services, which may be very positive results for investors. Thus, the tea production and consumption have great potential to be combined with the tourism industry to improve the sustainability of community livelihood. So let's see an example. The features of tea tourism would be to experience ancient farming practice, magnificent agriculture landscape, diverse wildlife, and unique agriculture activities. So here we collect the data from Chaozhou City in Guangzhou Province. The Fenghuang Danzong tea culture system in Chaoan District, Guangdong Province, was recognized as the second batch of Chinese NIAS in 2014. And it's easily to see from the graph here the number of tourists coming to Chaozhou has been increasingly year by year and generating a direct economic income of about 40 billion yuan in 2019. And due to the COVID reason, it's dropped a little bit after that. But when we compared Chaoan district with the other district, which is really close to Chaoan, but without the blend of NIAS, this can be really a huge difference when we compare the economic outcomes by the tourist. So which gives us a strong strength that the land of NIAS is very valuable for the local development. So here we have our first conclusion. So we think to ensure the sustainability of the tea culture tourism attractions, the involvement of farmers is essential, which means to keep what they are, to keep the NIAS or DIAS to maintain what they were. So only with the participation of the tea farmers, either the tea-related agricultural heritage or the intangible cultural heritage would be a dynamic, participable, and valuable experience that allows tourism to develop or to experience. So here we can see the local people who know and can pass down the technologies and cultures is the fundamental and most valuable resource for us. So then let's see, we have a study about all the publications related to tea tourism in China, and the temporary distribution of literature about the integration of tea and tourism from 2003 to 2021 is illustrated at the bottom, and the finger shows a steady increase in the number of the research articles, and a dynamic increase after 2015, which can be, we think, divided all the development into 3 different phases. At the initial stage of the developing, the basic concepts of the tea tourism, which is emphasizing the development of tea product and highlighting the culture connotation within tourism projects. That's for the initial stage. And in the slow development stage, the scholars sees the issues with tea culture tourism development and proposing some strategies and suggestions for improvement from various perspectives during this stage. And after 2015 in China, there was a significant increase in the number of articles. This is mainly due to the policy change because of the impact from the rural revitalization policy in China and the excellent resource endowment of tea agriculture heritage for tourism development is another reason. So the tea tourism research entered into a conservation-oriented period during the influence of policy-driving forces. So these studies also give us a strong boost. So all these studies gives us a strong boost to the rapid development of local heritage sites. The timeline map of tea tourism and a buzzword analysis also give us a better understanding of the evolution of research and the theoretical terms. So under the influence of the ecological civilization and the rural revitalization policies, the concept of sustainable tourism was gradually becoming widely recognized. Also here we can see the outcomes of the papers from different provinces. Sorry, due to I cannot go to more details. So then we have our second conclusion, like we believe that the study in agriculture heritage are very important, and the research could promote local development and enhance the economic benefits of the local communities, and also the reputation of the heritage sites. So we should encourage the scholars to do more research. And finally, when we do more research case study, we find out like the development in tea tourism can help us bring our labor come back to the hometown. And also because they see the future, they come back, and because of they feel satisfied with their living in local, because they will change a lot, so they will stay, which is very important for the Nias and also I think for the Gias. However, we also found some problems when we try to develop the tea tourism, especially on the physical and the human asset, because there's always overlap between the tea picking season and also the tea tourism season, which ask a lot from the local. I think we have a good case today, like everyone come here for the conference, and then the local capability will be limited, and that's something we need to develop. So the third, the last but not least, is we should ensure the people, not just the farmer, but also like the people who have more knowledges, maybe in management, in tourism, in all other serious people to join and help the Nias to development. So these talents may or may not be local people. Historically, they may not have been part of the agricultural heritage, but developmentally, they will be the people who take part in the development of heritage sites. So there are people with different skills and knowledge and share the same value of agricultural heritage. Thus, we need attention. They need attention and support. And thank you for your attention.
Okay, as I said to you all, and we had a time limitation, so it's already the lunch time is started. But as I said to you, there is the website. You can get the whole papers through internet. And if you have any comments or opinion about the presentation, please be contact personally. Okay? Yeah. And thank you for your cooperation. And we are going to close our session. Thank you very much.